All right, here we go. Let's talk about some subjects that are current. One is the political chaos that's in America. You've never seen our nation as divided as we are right now, and the devil's behind all that division. And America, now, if you're a leader, you need to stand before your church and address some of these problems. 2017, America spent, according to the statistics, we spent $306 billion. That's almost $1 billion a day on calamities, fires, floods, earthquakes, all that kind of stuff. You ask the insurance companies what that is, they call it an act of God. So there's something wrong. I suspect you and I as leaders, we need to stand before the people and talk about the curse America's under. You say, Bobby, you mean you think America's under curse? I'm absolutely sure we're under a curse. You cannot spend almost $1 billion a day on calamities and say you're under the favor of God. Here's the problem. You say, what curse you think we're under? Well, Isaiah 5:20. Isaiah 5:20 says, woe unto the nation that finds it easy to call good evil and evil good. Are we there? It said that substitutes darkness for light and bitter for sweet. Isn't that amazing? We're there. But I think our number one problem right now as leaders that we need to face with our congregation is we need to get our people to look at this political landscape that we're in. And if you're going to vote, you need to vote biblical principle, not some kind of a political line. I don't know how anybody in their right mind could vote for someone that's going to murder babies. I'm telling you, we're supposed to be standing up for the justice of God. And if the leaders don't have enough guts and backbone to stand up, you ought to be disqualified from the pulpit. I'm telling you, there's some of the craziest things being taught out there. I'm telling you, I began to research some of the statements of these hyper-liberal. Here's what one of them said. Years ago, I gave up the thought of a blissful heaven or burning hell. Anybody with that kind of a concept should be disqualified from the pulpit. Years ago, I gave up the concept of a blissful heaven or burning hell. And what we've got to do as leaders now, we've got to start exposing this kind of crazy things to our people so they won't fall prey to it. The Bible said in the last days there'll be leaders standing in pulpits teaching doctrines taught by devils. And so as a leader, I want us to stand up with enough gall and enough gumption and tell the people we're responsible for praying for our president. That's what it says. In the book of Timothy, it said, if you're going to live a quiet, peaceable life, pray for those that are in high places of authority. You have never seen in your lifetime any one leader under so many word curses as President Trump. And if you're a believer, I don't care Democrat or Republican, you're obligated to pray for him. And I want you to start praying for the president. And I want you to start blessing ask God to really bless America. And I'll tell you, there's several things happening. I don't know what's happened to common sense. We need to get back to common sense. And remember, our forefathers, they had just common sense. They didn't know a thing about Google and all of this stuff, but they had common sense. And I want us to get back to common sense, don't you? But as leaders, you and I are going to have to address this political thing. And we're going to have to show people how important it is. We're supposed to be running this thing. And I'll just be totally honest to you. God's going to straighten this thing out from the church house, not the White House.